I don't think he's going to have to deal with too much more traffic. The kick Sauber also doing well to get out of the way into the final two corners. Keeping it valid is the Haas. Where will he find himself in the mix of this compact field? The Haas catapults himself on the pole. It's a 12.9, and the two Haases with 20 seconds to go in qualifying of a front row lockout, but for how long, Fetch?
And we will head trackside to 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix, or the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and it's going to be lights out and away we go. And I think the Haas does get a very good start, as all front row positions have gotten a decent start so far. Tonio and Corruption, though, are looking to go side by side as we head down into turn 1. I think there was a Red Bull there mounting one of the cars, and they both spin out. There's a huge commotion in the back there involving 3 cars, I think, and the Red Bull of Casper being tapped around as well. Tonio survives in P2, but we do see a McLaren and a Sauber going side by side there. The Sauber getting into P5, going into turn 6 and into Toza. The McLaren back down the inside of the Sauber. The Sauber has to do some very good defensive driving here, but they are still going to remain at side by side, going up to turn 9. Who will come out on top? Into Piratella. The Haas, or the McLaren, sorry, does break latest and does get the place. Now Ransdell in P7. He started P10, I do believe. Into Aqua Minerale will have to sit behind for the moment. And I think that is pretty much just going to chill out on the opening lap chaos. So that we do see an Alpine there of Rev Rob trying to get a move on the Aston Martin, but not close enough, as they all hop over the chicane there. Rev Rob actually trying to switch back there, and he's gone side by side with the Aston Martin into the final corner. Will he get that place? We see a Red Bull as well going down the inside. The Aston Martin goes wide, and that even loses the position to Venzi as well, who's still side by side with the Sauber, and Venzi gets a massive snap. And Sleek keeps that move, and Franco in the RB, who started P15, I do believe, he has made the move into P10.
Through the DRS straight, but it's going to continue costing them time as they head into the final section. Franco's had a big snap there, and he's almost collected the Red Bull as the kick Sauber looking to get past as well. How hard will Franco fight this one out? There's still wheel to wheel as Venzi finally is past the V-carb as the kick Sauber of Sleek Mover. Not exactly the sleekest of moves, but he is finally past the Racing Bull of Franco.
And I do believe we have the Aston Martin of Callum about to make a move, as Tonio as well makes a move for the top. And Tonio spun, is he?
They collided. Tonio and Raphael collided. They both went sliding into turn 1, but it's Tonio that came off worse, having to go through the gravel. And you wonder who... I'm sure something will be said after this race about that move, because it looked like somebody just didn't make the braking zone their own, and it's really cost the Mercedes in this race. He's got a long way to go. The rear wing open. Let's see if he can make anything happen. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Down he goes to the inside, the Alpine and the McLaren. The McLaren slightly cutting the corner. They bang wheels on the exit, but nothing doing there. The Alpine having to hold station for the time being. Now this is crucial, because Raphael, after that earlier incident with Tonio, who's
Franco's had a moment
to struggle.
He is spun out of Toza as well. Sorry to cut in there. But he is now down in P14, bringing a lot of sand back onto the track and turning it more into a beach. And see if they can push an undercut. I think we've had another driver. Is that Franco again? No, we've had a Sab. Sab has gone out very wide, and I think, is that a puncture or is it just a mistake? I think it's just a mistake from the Alpine there, and I think he got a 10-second penalty for that as well, to propel him back to where he was before, as Raphael and Razzle here go side by side through Toza, and we are going to be side by side as we head up the hill into Piratella. Still side by side between these two drivers, very close to contact, but Raphael managing to get into P5 there ahead of the McLaren. Yeah, Sleek back down in P8, but still controlling it all with Razzle, as Tonio gets a massive snap there out of turn 6, and he will be trying to keep with Casper, as we see Vibe and Raphael having contact through turn 9. I'm not really too sure what happened there, but from looking at it, as we see Razzle going down the inside of not Vibe, he wasn't able to get it, pushes Sleek off there, going into Aqua Minerale, and we are going to see things spice up a little bit now, as there's a lot of cars in this train. But I think what was happening is we see Tonio and Casper going side by side into the chicane. Tonio getting a 3-second time penalty. I assume that could be a warning removal. because I'm not really too sure if Casper left enough space, but going into Piratella, I think it looked like Vibe was turning into Raphael, but I'm sure you were probably watching it, or I don't know, really.
Would have been a...
Well, Rev Rob and Dom going side by side. Sorry to cut in as Rev Rob hops over turn 2, gets a 3-second time penalty in doing so. But Rev Rob up to P3, all guns blazing, and yeah, that was a fantastic battle to see as we see Dom going down the inside of Rev Rob to retake that, still going side by side, and again, what they did last time around, thankfully no one hopping over the curves, but Dom has pushed the Alpine completely off there through turn 3, and I think Dom might be getting possibly a post-race penalty due to that, but again, tight space, you just think if there was anything more, is that Tonio?
Yeah, it's Tonio that spun off. There was a four-way battle for 7th position, and they tried to go 3 wide into turn 1, and it's Tonio that's come off worse. So our 2 drivers that had at once led this race now really struggling at this stage here on lap number 24. So it's kind of been a night to not be at the top of the field, as Corruption is continuing to extend his lead 4 seconds now. Back down the field a little bit. It looks like Vibe is maybe looking to have a move on the McLaren.
Contact.
They maybe touched through, yeah. Just pushing him through that corner, and now Vibe's really getting a move on, looking to go the long way around the McLaren. They bang.
That's going to be a penalty for Dom.
That is, yeah, that is a little bit naughty on the exit there.
As we head down into turn 1, Venzi heads to the inside, and they will be side by side into turn 1. The McLaren tries to hold it, but Venzi does indeed get the move, and Vibe also getting the move on Dom as well, crucially. And now Vibe can set his sights for Rev Rob, but the problem is Dom does not have any time penalties. The top 3 in front of him do, so as long as he keeps within Vibe's range, he will at least get a podium. If not, he might be lucky to just snatch that P2.
As we now start the final lap of this race, Corruption 8.7 seconds in front.
Casper go down the inside.
Down the inside. Oh, banging wheels on the exit is the Red Bull and Sauber, but nevertheless, young Swede up into 8th position, but he does have that 3-second time penalty. But Sleek Mover is going to lose out yet again as Ransdell into 9th place, courtesy of the DRS. Is Ransdell going to have another look? No, not this time around.
But obviously, we will try and keep an eye on the drivers behind. But as we see Corruption coming into the final couple of corners, just try and keep it clean, not make any mistakes, even though the 4 behind him have got penalties. But Corruption will cross the line to win the Imola Division 1 race. Callum will be able to control and take P2, but will he keep that with himself, Vibe, Rev Rob and Raphael all having 3-second time penalties? Dom up to the line, and he only is good enough for P4, doesn't even get onto the podium, so Callum will control P2 with Vibe in P3. Behind, Razdal will jump up to 8th place with Sleek's time penalty, I do believe, and Casper as well will take P10. Callum in the Aston Martin will take P11, with Quartz finishing with 9 seconds worth of penalties, so Jamie in the Aston Martin will probably claim that P12 spot, which he does. Franco also with 9 seconds worth of penalties as well. He will finish in P14, and Sab will also finish in P15 once he crosses the line. Oh, Sab, I think, has actually just probably gotten a puncture onto the final lap. I'm not too sure though, but it did look like his tyre did give up. Maybe not though, but he will at least finish in 15th. He's gone again.
He's doing some victory lap.
Oh, I think he had a front.
He's doing some victory donuts, yeah.
Yeah. But he will finish in P15, still crashing into a wall.
I gotta keep all 4 tires on that car.
Yeah.